I had not been able to go live for a minute, so I was just actually seeing if I could go live in the first place. So, a couple of things been on my mind as far as like the full moon and just overall. So, in this space and time, like, it's okay to be a little bit spaced out, or I guess even killed, because we dealing with full moon energy. And full moon energy is a result. It's like everything that you work towards to get to a certain point in life. So if you want to be honest about things, you're going to have to be honest about it. And honesty isn't always feel good type of energy. It's not always something that's like basically going to make you feel good. Honesty requires you to look at things as they are. And so one of the topics that comes up when we dealing with relationships and we dealing with ourselves is gratitude. Or even dealing with your soul, dealing with your partner is gratitude. Because just in observation and listening, people are nitpicking and finding fault in the world, finding fault in their partners, finding fault in their spiritual development. And the trick to it is gratitude. Because you can't be grateful for something and nitpick it at the same time. It just don't work like that. You can't be grateful for your partner and find fault in your partner. But you got to be honest about it. You got to be honest about situations and relationships and yourself. Because when you talk about this internet shit, it'll sell you a lot of false ideas and a lot of false premises and a lot of things that just don't work. And a lot of scams and a lot of schemes because nobody have to be verified or validated. So the reason why it's a necessity for this type of information, because people will lead you to believe that there is a shortcut or that there is an easy way in your relationship, right? It ain't really no easy way in your relationship other than being grateful for your partner. And if you ain't grateful for your partner, then it's almost like your partner ain't really, it's not even a partner, but husband-wife dynamics and soul human dynamics. These are dynamics that require 150% gratitude, and people don't understand that. They'll be in a relationship with someone picking that person apart. Piece for piece for piece. And when you do that, there is no more love. The relationship is over anyways. That's why you can be rich, you can be sexy, you can be all of these particular things. And it's a complete shift in consciousness when you are grateful for that person versus when you can pick that person apart for being a human being. And gratitude is something that must be instilled in men and women. Like you really got to think about the person that you are grateful for versus the person that done did this, done did that, is wrong for this and wrong for that. The reason that I say it is because gratitude opens the door to a successful life, a successful day, a successful existence. When you're grateful for a man, when you're grateful for a woman, you begin to treat them in certain types of ways. When you ungrateful And then you got to also understand gratitude comes from a benevolent individual. Like if somebody is doing something for you, that invokes gratitude. But you got to be conscious about being grateful for your husband or grateful for your soul. Anything that benefits you, you should be grateful for. So as a spiritual being, the name of the game is to normalize being grateful for existence, for breath, for life. But then when we start nitpicking our environment, nitpicking where we live, nitpicking our career achievements, nitpicking how we look, nitpicking everything about everything and our partner and our family, and all of our nitpicking and analyzing and realization and all of this bullshit that we do with our minds, we are not being grateful. And gratitude as a magical premise. Listen to me. Gratitude as a magical premise creates more situations and circumstances that you could be grateful for. So, without any magical supplies, any magical tools, the simple act of sowing the seed of gratitude produces a gratitude tree. But you nitpicking where you work at, what you doing, what kind of car you drive, what kind of clothes you wear, how your hair look, the fact that this and that. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for your vessel, gratitude for this time and opportunity. What are you going to do today? See, you don't even know what you're going to do today if you nitpicking. You don't even know what you're going to do this year if you nitpicking. Are you grateful for the opportunity of your business to be successful in 2024? Are you grateful for that? See, that will require a gratitude seed. And so I'm just laying that out there because during this full moon where you have this Sagittarius energy that's really working with the ancestors, and this Gemini energy that's really working with your mind and being able to perceive and accept good shit for you. Imagine nitpicking something or someone and you got a whole opportunity available to you that imagine I can feel the energy of somebody critiquing and criticizing somebody, and the ancestors have somebody at the corner store waiting for you, but you so busy focusing on something that don't want you don't want it. But the critiquing energy, the analyzation energy is so strong that you're not even willing to receive your blessing, receive your gift. Not believing in yourself is a critique. An unnecessary critique, invalidated critique is only like this. It's like this, right? When a person says something about themselves, or you saying something about yourself, right? That can never be a law or nothing factual. It can only be purely theoretical. And if somebody can argue the contrary, or if multiple people can argue the contrary, you as an individual must require yourself to look at yourself differently. The same way as if I was a scientist and I was to propose a theory, I would then have to subject that theory to peer review. You unto yourself are an unreliable source of information because you are like horseradish, or I'm sorry, an earthworm submerged in horseradish. When an earthworm is submerged in horseradish, all it sees is horseradish. When you are a human being submerged in your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, all you see is your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. But if you were to interject spiritual discipline, development, healing, right? Things of that nature, then your thoughts, feelings, and emotions will ultimately change. Thus, the view of yourself will ultimately change. But 2 weeks ago, you was calling yourself a punk ass bitch. And you was always going to be a punk ass bitch. You wasn't going to never be nothing but a punk. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Somebody called me. But you had told yourself 2 weeks ago, oh, my situation's so bad, I'll never get out of this situation. It's going to be so fucked up for me. And then you did different things. You called on different answers. I don't know. There's so many different things you could do. But whatever it was that you did it. Can you hear me? All right, cool. You did all of those things and you changed the way that things were. So thus, whenever you say, I ain't, I can't, I'm not, I'm just not, I'm not able to, I don't know how, and you then go about your day like it's a fact, that's not a peer-reviewed study. And so when we talk about it in specific to who is the peers that's going to review you, that's your spirit team. That's your ancestors letting you know who you truly are. And the hardest part about this work that I do is that people assume that they know who they are. And it's me, your guardian angels, your spirit team, your soul, your subconscious, your unconscious, your shadow, and saying, no, that's not who the fuck you are. You know, we always saying, that's not who you are. You something much greater. You something, you don't even give yourself a chance. You don't apply yourself. You're not working as hard as you actually can on self-realization right now. You completely tapped into the old 3D model. You tapped into Shaniqua Jenkins' side of this shit, and who you truly are as a spiritual being, you ain't fully committed to that. So don't come to me and tell me who the fuck you think you are and they haven't been under peer-reviewed study. Right? When you talk about Sagittarius, Gemini axis, that is one of the most spiritual axes. That is one of the most powerful accesses known in the chart. This is one of the most spiritual times that you could experience. Especially when you deal... It's like a whole fucking parade of people went into the coffee shop, and I'm just so confused. Like, what the fuck? Like, it always be surprising to me how niggas be operating on a fucking grid timing system. Like, motherfuckers be real live robots, and we be in this world not even aware that it's actual robots out here. Like, this shit is crazy. So, yeah. Like, in real time, in real talk, if you're not working 4 to 8 hours on your business, i.e. spiritual business, i.e. spiritual work, you a no-call, no-show. You need to spend time in this spiritual work, in this spiritual study, and if you don't want to do it, you gotta literally force yourself to do this shit. You cannot be a nigga that's working on a schedule, on a pattern, just kind of just going with the flow. You got to start working with these spirits, and if you can't work with them in real life, you got to start studying them. You got to start immersing yourself. You know how you play a video game all day and you go to sleep and you start dreaming about being in the fucking video game, or being on the forklift all day at work, go to sleep and you driving the forklift in your dreams. You're going to have to immerse yourself in the spiritual world. Go to sleep and dream this spiritual stuff. You have to start conjuring some shit up. You got to start conjuring, or else you just seem like a robot slave subject and conditioned to your thoughts, emotions, fears, fantasies, illusions, things of that nature. Be very clear. The spiritual world is real. You got to start. I don't know. It's like, you know, people wasn't always here. People woke up at different times, right? But there was a time where we was mostly online. We was online like a motherfucker, and we was operating in unison with the spiritual world and the spiritual realms. It was almost like hand and foot. The powers that were worked hard. The liberal government worked hard to disrupt and disturb the whole flow of consciousness by 2020, which was a virus. But what do viruses affect? Viruses also affect computers. So by way of 2020 coronavirus, it was able to inject all different types of bots and AI into the spiritual technology sphere. But with all diseases, human beings have a way to normalize. Like, it was a lot of information. It was a lot of momentum for spiritual people. And it started to get squeezed out. It was a lot of people who was tech savvy that entered this spiritual space and literally offered millions of people nothing. So when it comes back to then the spiritual world, you might be sitting back with nothing, don't know nothing, ain't done nothing. You just in a space where you just kind of spiritual for no reason. A lot of niggas went back to work. A lot of niggas started online businesses, didn't amount to nothing. It was a lot of smoke and mirrors. And even to this day, you going to see people present spirituality in front of smoke and mirrors and all this type of shit. But slowly but surely, that shit gonna die down. And what you're gonna get is what has already been here, right? Like, tap in, if you got time, tap into spirituality between 2006 and let's just say 2015, maybe, but 2012 to be specific and safe. You gonna get some very pristine and powerful information that then got watered down into 2000 to now. You got to think about it like channeling, remote viewing, out-of-body experiences, spiritual gifts. These things are about to come online and come online in a real way. But that's who you really are. Who we really are is a spiritual people, a natural people. That's why when the colonizers got here, it was nothing but nature. And they couldn't understand it. They couldn't fathom it. And when the colonizers got here, it was black people that was here. Our ancestors was here. We have been on this continent for centuries. Before white people, before a pale face ever came here, we was here. In nature, submerged and immersed in nature, in magic, in sorcery, in witchcraft, in conjurations. And for whatever reason, that got stripped from us, took from us, to the point that we don't know who we are, to the point that we think that we from Africa, and we don't got no cousins in Africa. We don't got no family in Africa, and Africa still exists. It's Africans still tracing their bloodline and lineage for centuries in Africa, and shout out to them. But we don't, if I'm an African American, I have no vestige or no home in Africa. My home is in the mountains of Ohio. And Spirit have revealed that to me. Spirit have shown that clearly to me, that my race, my lineage, my heritage is right where I'm at. And the reality of slavery was not to ship Africans to America, but to ship a mentality that does nothing for us. It does nothing for us to be from Africa. It means everything if we know that we were here, because that connects you to the land, that connects you to the nation, that connects you to your history, that connects you to your spirituality, and that will help you understand the things that I'm saying as far as astrology and astronomy, because all of these sciences before technology was just something that black people knew. Even now, I know for a fact that you know black geniuses. I know you know black geniuses that just are naturally geniuses, can naturally dance, naturally put artistic, creative, with no education, no formal teaching. It's just in the blood, in the DNA. That's a normal thing for us. When you look at the development of this culture, it's from strict training and teaching and going over it over and over and over again to mimic it, to replicate it. But what I'm talking about is that we are original Atlanteans with spiritual power. And this is something that nobody can take from you. You could only limit yourself by the 3D reality that has been long gone, right? They're trying to recreate it in your mind, but you got to look outside and look around and see that ain't no love out here in these streets. You got to find that love within yourself. So we are in a time that is extremely, extremely spiritual. Channels, I know you've been experiencing channels, right? But you the type of person to say, I don't even believe that Michael Jackson is channeling me or Whitney Houston is channeling me. Why would they be channeling me? You need to shut the fuck up and accept the channel. You need to accept the channel and see where they leading you, what they trying to teach you. You need to get the fuck up out of the negative aspect of yourself and just say that the spiritual aspect of you is just a natural progression, an evolution of understanding. It's a rite of passage. It is a natural, normal initiation, and open yourself up to the spiritual life within yourself. Force yourself to accept and allow spirit to work in your life. And another key would be grateful for spirit being able to work in your life, to get you outside of your thoughts, emotions, and feelings about shit. Get you out of this 3D world where you work in 2 jobs and you can't see left from right and you got to do all of this shit by yourself. You start dealing with the truth aspect of yourself, and you begin to open yourself up to other dimensions and different solutions and other allowances, and now miracles is working in your life, because that's what this shit is about. Every day I've been doing this spiritual shit for a long time, and do I have bad days? From time to time I have bad days, but mostly and good, and I'm grateful for my spirit. I'm grateful for my soul. I'm grateful for my spiritual development. I don't really have bad days, and I come from a life of having bad days. I come from a life of standing on my feet for 10 to 12 hours, working hard, slaving, looking at my paycheck is $250. I don't got enough money to take care of myself. I don't got no motion. I don't know nobody. I'm an introvert. Niggas say they an introvert. I look halfway decent, you know. I ain't about to just pull bitches out the middle of the street or no shit like that. I done had a very hard life. So if I can begin to work with my spirit and find solutions in spite of my hard life, I'm gonna be grateful for my soul. See, the work that I do, in the shit that I do, in the ways that people show up for me, can't nobody take that away from me. Because I literally worked through the mode that I'm telling y'all about. I was grateful for my soul a long time ago. I've been practicing gratitude a long time ago. I planted a lot of gratitude seeds along the way, and I got a lot of gratitude trees, bro. I got a lot to be grateful for. Is my life perfect? No, but I'm on the path. I'm on the path and I'm happy, and it's always a lot of crazy shit going on. But I would hate to deal with a lot of crazy shit and not have the faith and trust in myself to figure out a solution to make it through. And I know my solution is always tied into what I'm willing to do, what I'm willing to sacrifice. And for me, it's easy to do that. For other people, I know it's easier said than done, right? But at the same point, don't worry about it. Be grateful for the outcome. Be grateful for the outcome. Whatever you face with, eviction notice, don't got a car, don't got a boyfriend, don't got a girlfriend. I've been in those situations where I wanted a girl so bad, right? I've been that for a long time. I understand that feeling of not being loved, wanting to be loved, and not knowing how I'm going to manifest love for myself. And if I ever got out of that situation, it was through the mode of gratitude. But how do you sustain and maintain those situations? Through gratitude. How do you end those situations? With grace, with love, through gratitude. Okay? There is no other way, because you can't look at life and be analytical and judge it and have predisposed to how things is going to come and be afraid and all of this type of shit, because that is going to create a substantial energy for you. And you don't need to create that energy for you if you don't have to. It's so easy to be grateful for today, which will allow you to be grateful for tomorrow, but tomorrow will be today, and you just grateful for this day, this moment, this time, this opportunity, and just say it to yourself over and over again. It will open up. But see, because you might say it and you don't feel it, right? It's easy to say I'm grateful. I've experienced that too. Hood said, who used to do that on IG? I think either Rob used to do it, or somebody used to do it on Facebook. Like, I don't know who it was. He would write 5 things that he was grateful for every day on Facebook. I would be like, man, this motherfucker always writing 5 things he grateful for. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? My baby mama wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear what this nigga grateful for. I can't be grateful for my baby mama, so I get it. I understand why a person would be ungrateful. However, in spite of all difficulties, in spite of all circumstances, find gratitude in your heart. Find gratitude for your soul. Find gratitude for your life. This is the way out of all negative situations, from my experience. So, just wanted to share that with you. I'm at the coffee shop. I'm gonna be working on some stuff. It's time to get back to work. So I'm gonna finish that sacral chakra flyer, and I'll put it in my link tree. If you sign up for the sacral chakra and you didn't sign up for the root chakra, you will get the root chakra, because you got to understand all of this information. So if you want to tap into the root chakra, make sure you sign up for the sacral chakra, which will be coming up not this Sunday, but the Sunday after next. So, like I said, we're going to deal a lot with the emotional plane, One of the next videos that I'm going to be talking about is emotional labor. I'm going to come up with a presentation on that because a lot of people don't know what emotional labor is, and I'm going to elucidate that in my next video. So stay tuned for that. Join the sacral chakra. Yeah, it's a class. It's an online class. We've been going for, I would say, 3 years now. On Kundalini activation, root chakra, sacral chakra. We base it off my book, Chakra Nova. So if you sign up for the class, anybody who signed up for the class, if you had signed up for the class, you paid $23 for the class. Did I or did I not offer more than the $23 price ticket? Did you feel like you got more than the $23 worth if you took the class? For those who had took the class, did you get more than the $23 worth? Yeah, this is a second cohort. This is the second time around, and it's not the same class as it was the first time around because I'm not the same person. So I'm just trying to make sure that people get value and they get this information, and you have it to hold so you can reference it whenever you want, and it's not going to be in one large file. It will be segmented, slide for slide. So if there's a particular area, or you can always, if you want to learn at your own pace, you can pick up where you left off at. You know, it's going to be very intuitive and very easy to grasp. So hope you guys sign up, but the link is available on my Setmore, but I'm going to be putting it on my link tree within the next hour or so. But if you have any questions, or if you want a direct link, you can always DM me where we at now, and then, yeah, or email me, hoodmystic@gmail.com. Other than that, man, y'all have a great day. Be grateful. It's a full moon, so don't do nothing too crazy. I know you might be behind in your bills, and money is funny and change is strange, but find it in your heart to really relax, watch a movie, stay in this winter solstice energy, work with the energy of Saturn. So if you got any Saturnian deities that, evoke rest and relaxation or feelings of ease and pleasure, that's the mode for the day. Don't be caught up in the work, right? Because what is work? All right. If you would go to your job and they not pay you, that's cool, right? But if you work in your job for money, you need to do some reflecting, because you're not at that job for that job. You at that job for money. So why is you focusing on the job when you need to be focusing on money? You ever think about that? You have been conditioned to equate working with money, and you can bear witness to a million different ways to get money without working. So, during this winter solstice week in energy, go within yourself and figure out how you gonna make money outside of working in 2024. Don't quit your job because you've been conditioned to work with money. So if you quit your job, you might not get no money. But we're going to open this. We've been slowly opening this door to money and metaphysics, and we're going to continue opening it through 2024. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for the Substack. I got an article that I'm going to be dropping on that very topic of focusing on work. But work is not work for money is a condition, right? It's not a fact. However, we could employ metaphysical techniques to help us attract more finances in a miraculous way, to whereas our load won't be so much on working at a job that we hate. So with that being said, y'all have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the flip side in the next video. Peace.